Hi, teacher and my fellow student. Today, our group will present about combating corruption, strategy for a cleaner Malaysia. My name is Tamayun, and this is my team member.
Hi, my name is Ang Thơ Han.
Hi, I am Hằng.
Hi, I'm Haixin. Hi, my name is Wang Xiaoqi.
And I will start my presentation by introduction. Corruption has been a challenge for Malaysia, affecting economic growth, governance, and public trust. It undermines democratic institutions, weaken economic development, and lead to inefficient use of public resource. Corruption can take many forms, including bribery, investment favoritism, and abuse of power, often leading to significant financial loss and also a delay in institution integrity. Malaysia has made various efforts to address corruption, such as establishment of Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) and also the introduction of anti-bribery law. However, despite this measure, corruption remains a persistent issue affecting both public and private sector. Transparency in the National Corruption Perception Index (CPI) has also often highlighted Malaysians' ongoing struggle with corruption, which in turn affect investor confidence and the overall economy. Addressing corruption is crucial for ensuring sustainable development, attracting foreign investment, and also improving the quality of life for all Malaysians. The first strategy of a cleaner for a cleaner Malaysia is leveraging technology. First, use blockchain technology. Utilize blockchain technology for public procurement process to ensure transparency, prevent manipulation, and also create an immutable record for transaction. For example, Estonia has implemented blockchain-based solution to secure its digital government service, reducing the opportunity for corruption. And second is develop anonymous whistleblowing platform. Develop digital platform for anonymous whistleblowing to encourage informants to report corruption without fears of retaliation. And following is enhanced cybersecurity measure. Strengthen cybersecurity measure to protect sensitive government data, prevent unauthorized access, and minimize risk of data manipulation. Like Singapore's cybersecurity agency has implemented stringent policy to safeguard public sector digital infrastructure against cyber threats. And following is adopt AI for fraud detection. Implement artificial intelligence, AI, and big data analytics to detect suspicious financial transactions, like identity corruption risk, and also monitor government and expenditure more effectively. For instance, in the United States, AI-driven fraud detection systems are used to analyze large datasets and flag irregular financial activity in government spending. And last is promote e-government service, encouraging e-governance initiative by digitizing public service to minimize direct human interaction in bureaucratic process, which often leads to bribery and favoritism.
The second strategy for a cleaner Malaysia is enhancing institutional accountability. Institutions play a vital role in upholding integrity, ensuring good governance, and fostering public trust. A strong and independent institution framework is external in preventing and addressing corruption. Strengthening accountability within key institutions will create a more transparent and responsible system that reduces opportunity for corrupt practice. The first one is granting greater autonomy and resource to the MACC. The Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) is the country primary agency responsible for investigating and prosecuting corruption case. However, its effectiveness is often hindered by political influence and limited resources. To enhance its independence and efficiency, the MACC should be placed direct under parliamentary oversight rather than the executive branch to prevent undue political interference. Adequate funding and manpower should be provided to allow for true investigation, particularly in high-profile corruption cases. The appointment of the MACC chief commissioner should be made through bipartisan parliamentary select committee rather than served by the Prime Minister. For example, in 2015, the MACC investigated the YNDB scandal, one of Malaysia's biggest corruption case involving billions of ringgit. However, political interference and institutional limitation hindered its ability to act this civil at the time. Strengthening the MACC independence could prevent similar issues in the future. The second one is ensuring an independent and impartial judiciary. An independent judiciary is crucial for upholding the rules of law and ensuring fair trials, especially in corruption-related cases. Judicial independence prevent political and finance influence from the undermining legal proceeding. To achieve this, judges should be appointed through a transparent and merit-based selection process free from executive influence. The Judicial Appointment Commission (JAC) should be reformed to ensure its members are independent and not political appointed. Salary and benefit for judges should be competitive to reduce the risk for bribery and external manipulation. Whistleblower protection should be strengthened to allow judges and legal professionals to report corruption within the judiciary without fear of repercussion. For example, Malaysia has witnessed case alleged external influence. For instance, certain high-profile case has raised public concern about judicial independence. Strengthened judicial independence through reform will help restore public trust and improve Malaysia's standing in global corruption ranking. The third one is conducting regular and transparent audit of government agency. Government agency handle public funding and make critical decisions affecting society. Regular, regular adult, regular audit and regular audit are external in detecting financial mismanagement, fraud, and corruption. To improve oversight. The Auditor General Office should be empowered to conduct a nonsense audit of government agency and provide publish finding without censorship. Audit should be conducted by independent third-party bodies to ensure impartiality. Findings should be made publicly available to ensure transparent and allow for civil society oversight. Strict action should be taken against officials found of corruption, including fines, dismissal, and legal prosecution. For example, the National Audit Department of Malaysia play a key role in uncovering financial irregularity in YNBV, but restriction on published report initially limited its effectiveness. Training, adult transparent, and enforcement will prevent similar case in the future.
Now I will talking about the strengthening legal framework and the political will. A strong legal framework is essential in combating corruption as it provides the foundation for enforcement and accountability. Where Malaysia has existing law such as the Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission and MACC Act 2009, future reforms are need to address the gap in legislation. Enhancing real laborer protection law is crucial to encourage individuals to report corrupt activity without fear of the reaction, ensuring the corruption case come to light. Strengthening access declaration requirement for public officers increases transparency and prevents IDC-related accumulation for test truth in governments. Additionally, increased penalties for corruption-related offences serve as a deterrent, discouraging individuals from engaging in the corrupt practices. However, legal reform alone are insufficient without a strong political will. Political leaders must demonstrate a firm commitment to upholding the integrity by enforcing strict ethical codes for politicians and public officials, ensuring that misconduct is not tolerated. Addressing loopholes in political financing law is also a critical to curbing money politics, with which can lead to undue influence and favoritism. Furthermore, holding the politicals accountable through independent oversight bodies guarantees that no individual is above the law, and then the strengthening public confidence in the system by reinforcing both legal structure and political commitment. Malaysia can uh, make a significant strides in its fight against corruption.
Yeah, when talk about the 4 strategies for a cleaner Malaysia, promoting transparency and open data. So the first one is implement open data initiatives. The government must establish open data programs, allowing public access to procurement records and contracts. When this information is openly available, the public can monitor spending, ensuring that resources are used responsibly. Open data helps prevent unfair and irresponsible spending, reducing opportunities for corruption. Then the second is require ownership disclosure. Companies bidding for government projects should be required to reveal their ownership structures. Why is this important? Because the hidden ownerships can lead to conflict of interest and corrupt practices. By making ownership information public, we ensure fair competition and reduce corruption risks. Then the third is strengthen the Freedom of Information Act. A strong Freedom of Information Act (FOIA) is essential for transparency. Citizens must have the right to access government documents easily. This allows people to monitor government activities and hold officials accountable. However, simply having a law is not enough. Enforcement must be strengthened to ensure that public records are accessible without unnecessary restrictions. And next is enhanced public participation. Transparency is not just about government action, it also requires public involvement. The media and civil society organizations play a crucial role in exposing corruption. When the public is encouraged to participate, they can act as watchdogs, ensuring that those in power are in the best interest of the people. A government that listens to its people is a government that serves them better. So the last is establish independent anti-corruption bodies. We need independent anti-corruption agencies that are free from political influences. These agencies must have the power to investigate corruption without interference. If corruption investigations are influenced by politics, justice cannot be served. True independence is necessary to hold all individuals, regardless of status, accountable for corruption.
The fifth strategy for a cleaner Malaysia is encouraging public participants and fostering a culture of integrity among the citizens. Public awareness and education are essential in empowering citizens to understand their rights, recognize corruption, and take actions. This can be achieved through several key initiatives. One effective way to combat corruption is through public campaigns that educate citizens about their rights and how to recognize and report corruption practices. Many people are unaware of the different forms of corruption, such as bribery or abuse of power. This campaign can bridge this knowledge gap using various media like television, social media, and community outreach. For example, Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) already provides a platform for reporting, but greater awareness of how to use these tools, like hotlines or mobile apps, is needed to encourage more people to come forward without fears. Similarly, in Hong Kong, the Independent Commission Against Corruption (ICAC) runs educational campaigns aimed at raising awareness about corruption and how to report it, helping to empower citizens to get involved in the fight against corruption. In addition to reporting, these campaigns can teach citizens about the harmful effects of corruption, which is often overlooked. People may unknowingly participate in corrupt activity or accept bribes because they don't understand the long-term damage it causes to society. By highlighting the negative impact of corruption on national development, public services, and the well-being of the population, these campaigns can motivate people to act against corruption and protect the integrity of societies. Besides, a long-term strategy to combat corruption is integrating anti-corruption education into school curriculums. Teaching children about integrity, ethical behavior, and honesty at an early age helps them grow into adults who reject corruption. For example, some countries like Denmark and Singapore already incorporate discussion on transparency and good governance into their civic studies program. These foundations help future generations prioritize fairness and accountability in both personal and professional life. Anti-corruption education does not have to be a separate subject but can be woven into existing subjects like social studies, ethics, or civics. By using real examples of corruption, such as high-profile cases like the 1MDB scandal in Malaysia, students can understand the negative impact corruption has on society. Schools could also organize activities like debates or essay competitions on topics like how can we fight corruption, to encourage critical thinking and inspire students to take an active role in creating a corruption-free society. In addition to awareness campaign and education, empowering citizens to actively monitor government activities is crucial in the fight against corruption. Establishing citizen watchdog groups or community monitoring committees can help ensure transparency and hold public officials accountable. These groups can be formed at the local level or in the specific sectors like healthcare, education, or infrastructure with the goal of tracking public spending and reporting unethical behavior. For example, in Indonesia, civil society organizations like ICW, Indonesia Corruption Watch, work with citizens to monitor government projects and expose corruption. Citizens groups should collaborate with agencies like the MACC and civil organizations to track corruption and advocate for stronger anti-corruption measures. Public oversight, such as through town hall meetings or open forums, help build trust between citizens and the government, making people feel more involved in governance. Active citizens' participation acts as a deterrent because public officials are less likely to engage in corrupt practices if they know they are being watched. In conclusion, fighting corruption requires a multi-faceted approach involving legal reforms, transparency and technological innovations, institutional integrity, public engagement, and strong political commitment. By implementing these strategies, Malaysia can move towards a cleaner, more transparent, and prosperous future. Combating corruption is not just the responsibility of the government, it is a collective effort that involves every Malaysian citizen. Remember, combating corruption is not just the government's job, it is also our shared responsibility as Malaysia. So, thank you for your watching and listening.